Hey, Tracy Lewis from Stuff and Things. It is time for me to mail out my Thanksgiving cards, so I'm going through the addressing of them. And I wanted to give a little bit of an update on postage for USPS for A2 size cards for the current season. And it may change for the holidays for Christmas, but this is what's going on right now. I finally made a jig. I had lost my other one. And this jig is a little more complete than the other one, and this is measuring the thickness of a card. So here's a card and it's all ready to go. In order to pay for the first class, it has to be narrower than 1/4 of an inch. If it is not narrower than 1/4 of an inch, it gets a test for being less than 3/4 of an inch thick for the step up surcharge of 30 cents. So this particular card, which isn't even sealed yet, goes through without any problem. What you're feeling for is resistance. Things like bows can cause a resistance, and here's one that's lumpy and bumpy. So it already has to do non-machinable because it's a lumpy. So okay, there we go. So this one is really tight right here because I think I have some dimensionals and there's a thickness here. So this is going to be an upcharge. So we'll talk about the price for this card and we'll talk about the price for this card. Both of them, I also have my scale. So this is just a kitchen scale, and I throw my letters on with all of my bits and pieces that are in them, and I'm looking for less than 1 ounce. Most of my cards have, say, 3 layers, a ribbon that's tied into a bow of some variety, and a few pearls or sequins. And 0.9 is the average weight of a card. Now, this one is 0.9. So both of them are 0.9. As I said, that seems to be my standard weight. So for a 0.9, this one's lumpy and bumpy, and this is the one that has a big, actually, what does it have? We've got a big bow. Bow's right there. So if you're trying to make sure that your cards fit the thickness limit and they don't have any lumps or bumps, you won't want to put a bow on. So this is a bow on top of a raised up with dimensionals element, and that's why it is too thick. So what I have here is, for this one, it's going to cost $1. And I went ahead and asked if I could go ahead and buy dollar stamps. They don't have the various holiday themes. This is all she had to give me. But you can also, if we know, both of these are non-machinable because they're lumpy and bumpy. This one fit through the jig, but it has this one lump that actually is the sentiment right in the middle here. And it's raised up with dimensionals. So I have learned, having some cards returned to me, that it's more important to me that people get what I am sending them, even if I'm paying more. So most of my cards, I go ahead and pay for the non-machinable. So this particular $1 card consists of 3 elements. It has the forever stamp price of 55 cents. It's non-machinable because it's lumpy and bumpy. That's 15 cents. And then it also didn't fit through my jig. It's too fat at one point. If it has any resistance at all, then you have to go ahead and pay the extra 30 cents, which makes it $1. And you can make that dollar up any way you want, of course. And I do have special stamps that I bought. These are called Winter Berries. They're a forever stamp, so they're 55 cents. I have the option here, if I want to, this particular one fits through, so it just needs a non-machinable. And if I really want to use the Winter Berry, I have 20 cards to send, and I have 20 stamps. But this one that's too thick is going to need, and lumpy bumpy is going to need $1. So I've written some pricing on here. This card here I can go ahead and send for 70 cents by using a Winter Berry and this additional ounce, which I already wrote when I bought it what it is. I kind of wish they would write what the dollar amounts are, but when they raise the prices on any of the postage, you can still use these stamps, so I see why they don't put it on there. So this particular one can either have these two if I want it to have the berry theme. I could also instead do these two butterflies are non-machinable stamps that are 70 cents that include the 15 cents plus the 55. But it's the holidays, so I will probably not use any of the butterflies for this mailing of any of the Thanksgiving ones. I will try to use the berries with the additional ounce as needed for any lumpy bumpy. And like I said, most of mine are lumpy and bumpy, so I err on the side of caution. And then this one that is also too thick, I will go ahead and use the dollar stamp. So hopefully that helps you. I will also show you some of the holiday. I went ahead and bought my Christmas stamps. So let's take these away. So this is my theme or my strategy for Thanksgiving. There's just a lot of different holiday stamps right now that I just went into the post office. You can also buy them online. And then have them shipped to you. I like to go to the post office, and when I do my cards, I tend to have the post office person try them out through their jig and make sure I've done enough postage. And I'd say 50% of the time, what I decided was the cost. I'm still adding more to the stamp according to what they want. And you know, it is a little annoying and takes a little more time, but at least I know my cards are going to get to their destination. So we've got wreaths for the holidays, and this one is a couple years old. In fact, it says 2016, and I've used these in the past, and they just have a variety of different little things. We got horses, cookies, a lamb, and Santa. And there's a few others out there as well. So that's my plan for the holidays, and I like to keep you guys updated on the postage because people come and go and things change, and I want everybody to know. Pretty much this is A2 sized cards. Things that will probably be too thick and lumpy bumpy are the two issues that I'm always dealing with my cards. And I hope that you find this helpful and have a happy Thanksgiving. I will probably be back before Thanksgiving because Paper Pumpkin is almost here. So I will be back before Thanksgiving with at least one more video. And thank you so much for watching.